Hey everybody, thanks for joining in again for another trade review here. It's first day of March. Um would have liked to have a better start for the month. Unfortunately, I'm down $115 on the day. Um could have done a lot better. I've talked about in the past video how I really need to focus on my risk to loss ratios and making sure I'm picking the best trades that are going to provide me the most reward with the least amount of risk possible. And I said that I only want to be taking about 3 trades a day because if I'm going to be this selective in my strategy, I'm not going to be able to find a bunch of trades to take. So it doesn't make sense for me to be taking 10 trades a day because the setups that I'm looking for that fall into the requirements which I've set don't happen that often. So naturally, I'm not going to take as many trades a day if I'm sticking to that rule. And today I didn't. I broke my rule. I took trades that I didn't on stocks that I didn't know much about coming into them, and I paid for it. Down red today again. So after commissions, we'll probably have a break even week. So there's a lot of things I need to change. I'm going to keep working on here, looking ahead in the next week. I hope to really do things differently next week and be taking a lot less trades. And if I can do that next week and I can prove myself, then I'll be going live here in the next couple weeks. Anyhow, let's get into this the SPY, looking at the overall market. So we were pushing up here after market and pre-market hours, and we were coming up to this 280.50 level. This is on the 4-hour chart. Now I'm going to zoom in here on the 5-day 5 minutes. So we can see this is yesterday's trading in here, and then this is the aftermarket hours, and then pre-market and aftermarket around 8 o'clock we started pushing up here on light volume, but we held this level pre-market today, and then right before the open we pushed up. And I said that I had written down that the market looked like it was a short. It looks like it was a sell because we were gapping up into this resistance area. And so I had a feeling that this big drop was coming right here because we're pushing up into this resistance area and there wasn't a whole lot of volume back here. If we look back here, I mean, we're gapping up on very light volume. You see all those little specks. There's not even candles. So that's typical in after hours. But anyhow, knowing this and knowing that we're going to have a rollover, but we're still trending up. And so I told myself I was going to sit back and wait for the market to reveal the direction that I was going to go in, and unfortunately, I saw a stock that caught my eye, and I couldn't um, resist, and I couldn't control myself, and I took a trade that I lost over $100 on with 2 trades, and that was on Foot Locker. That's a stock that was gapping up. The stock was gapping up and it didn't even have a lot of volume, and it was holding between these two yellow lines which I had marked off pre-market. And I was watching it pre-market and I waited and I thought about taking it long here. Good thing I didn't, and we got this huge drop. And let me go to the 1 minute time frame. It's just a 5 minute. And so we got this huge drop, and once we broke through this yellow line, I thought about actually shorting it. And I knew nothing about the stock. I didn't even know why I was gapping up, so I shouldn't be trading it. I didn't have time to research this stock. I was watching other things, but I didn't see anything I liked. But I thought I liked this, but I didn't. And another thing I made a mistake on today is that I'd said that I want to go from a 2-to-1 reward to risk to a 3-to-1 reward to risk ratio. So I only want to risk $1 to make $3. And I didn't, on any of my trades, I didn't do the math to make sure I had that for sure risk to reward. So that was a mistake I did today. I need to take my time and make sure I got proper risk reward levels at technical key levels that make sense. So that was another mistake. Anyhow, I was watching. So as soon as this stock broke this yellow dotted line, I actually thought, okay, this is a short. I should be shorting this instead of looking for a long play, because we can see I've gone over this before. When we break through these lines from back here that it was holding support, once it breaks it, it tends to do this type of thing and go all the way down. But I thought about shorting it, but then I thought, well, it's kind of overextended to the downside. I don't want to get in on a short yet, and I waited for all this drop, and then I tried to go long here, and I tried to go long down in here, and I got stopped out. And I can't show exactly my trades, but I got stopped out there. I tried this trade twice, and I got shook out twice, and I lost um $115 on that. And then after that, I also took this trade later in the day. Since we're here, I'll just get it to it. I took this trade. Sorry, guys. So I took this trade. We had come all the way down back here to this $62 level, and we bounced off of it twice, and then we started putting in lower this high this higher low. So I've seen this pattern before, and it looked like it had a lot of support. So I took a long here, 200 shares, and I was up. I made all the money back that I had lost before, but I didn't take profits. Another thing that we've talked about, guys. I'm not taking that big a share size, so I'm not up huge, but I got to realize that I'm not going to make a $500 every trade. I got to take $50. I got to take $70 when I can get it. And that's another thing I got to focus on this weekend. I'm going to really study up, and I'm going to make sure that my strategies are more precise, and I'm more particular about the setups and the requirements for the setup. So, for example, this strategy doesn't even have a name what I was going for. So, I guess a reversal, but I don't. This is just something I made up myself. I thought I liked it. I gotta cut that out. It's gotta be more of a requirement. I gotta like it because it's a certain type of strategy, and because it has clear risk reward levels that are outstanding in comparison to anywhere else in the market. So if I can't identify those qualities in a trade, I have no business taking them. This is what separates people who succeed at trading long term and people who fail. So if I keep doing this mediocre trading and analysis and selection of stocks, then I'm destined to fail. So I got to cut this out. I'm going to spend the weekend trying to um, figure out a way to make next week different. And so I'm excited for next week, but I got to cut this out. So I could have taken profits off here. I didn't. I lost money. I lost $2. Actually I made $50 on that trade. So I can't. So that's that stock. Now I also traded Tesla. So I took Tesla. It was coming down to these blue lines, and it was dropping down on some news. And I don't even know what all the news is. I didn't have. I guess I was off my game this morning. Really, I wasn't as prepared or as comfortable as I would have liked to have been coming into pre-market. But I took this Tesla trade. It was dropping down, and I took it long down around here in this 301 level area, 301.25, and I got stopped out on 50. I only took 50 shares because this thing has a big spread and it moves. So a spread, if you don't know what a spread is, it's the difference between the bid and the ask price. So if we look over here on this level 2, we can see this is the bid side. The bid is 295.20 and the ask is 295.23. So if I wanted to buy the stock right now, I would have to buy it at the ask, which now is 220 and the bid's uh So the bid is 295.15. The ask is 295.20. If I wanted to buy the stock right now, I'd have to buy on the ask, which is 295.20. If I wanted to sell it, I'd have to sell on the bid, which is 295.15. So that's and normally this is a tight spread right now because it's after hours, but normally during the day this has a 50 to 60 cent spread. So on 100 shares, just to buy it, and if you want to sell it immediately and the price doesn't move at all, you're losing $50 on a 50-cent spread because the market makers take the difference and they manipulate the spread to move the price of the stock. So on a small capital like I do, that's one reason maybe I shouldn't have been trading Teslas because the spread. So I should not trade Tesla unless I have a amazing risk reward level to make up for that spread, and I have to know that I'm right. That's the only way I should be trading stocks like Tesla and Boeing that have big spreads that can move very quickly in a very short amount of time. That being said, I took it down here thinking we could reversal off near this 300 areas, and I was wrong. Well, I actually got some of this too, and I was up pretty good here on Tesla. I bought down in here, and I'm not going to get into all the details of the trades because I don't have all that much time. I'm going to try to start doing these videos a little differently, make them less boring. But so I made this move, and um I was up a good amount, but I couldn't lock in profit. So actually, I locked in about $100 on that trade, but I also lost. I took a bunch of trades on Tesla, too many trades. I ended up coming out down about $50 on Tesla for the day, 50 to $100. And then yeah, I also took one trade on Facebook. So overall, Tesla, it was a short. I mean, I'm trying to long a stock. This is the other thing I did. I'm trying to go against the trend. This is basics, guys. I mean, you can go against the trend. See, the trend is down. I could have, if I take this trade long here and look for a push, you have to cover. You have to cover most of your shares because you are going against the trend. Chances are the trend is going to continue in the other direction and you're going to get stopped out like I did. Yeah, I made $100 on this trade, but it could have been $250 easily on 50 shares or 75 shares. That's how much the stock moves. This is $100. This is so. So yeah, guys. Sorry, I'm rambling, but whatever. I just gotta change the way I'm trading, guys. That's the most important thing. If you're new at trading, like I am, the only way we're gonna get better is just we gotta learn from our trades. When I was first starting out, I didn't never review my trades. I never went back and thought about why I messed up. I would just get upset and walk away and try to forget about it because I lost. Uh, each trade that we take, each losing trade is our education, the fee that we pay for education. So we have to make these losers, we have to make sure that we're learning from them in order to make it worth our while and try to not lose too much. I'm down 115 bucks today, so it could be a lot worse. Hopefully, or it has been a lot worse before. Hopefully, I don't want to have any. $150 is my absolute max loss because that's 5% of the money that I have in my margin account. So that's the 5% is my absolute max loss on a day. I only want to be risking 30 to 60 bucks on a trade. So technically, I have been able to stay in that still, even with the losses I've had the past 2 days. I had 3 green days this week. 2 were basically break even. One was 600 something, and then I had these 2. I had yesterday, which was $137 loss, and today, which was $115 loss. Um, so after commissions, I'll probably break even on the week. So we're going to be a lot more cautious next week. Come in prepared and try to be a lot more selective, and hopefully Monday's video will be a whole different story, and um, we'll have some better news to share with you guys. So thanks for joining in, guys. If you're new here and you want to you know give feedback to each other on trading and help each other out, please subscribe.